exhibition game. I'm Allison Gappa. Welcome into Sooner Sports Pass. And along Lauren Nevitt and Matthew Fresquez. Guys,
oh my God.
There's some good energy
I'm
here
so
tonight.
jazzed. I feel like I'm absorbing all their energy coming off me.
This environment is awesome.
It is awesome. It's our first time out of the studio live, so we're excited. And we've got a packed show for you on location. Coming up in the show later on, we are going to preview the OU Baylor game. We also are going to have Erin Ellenberg from the women's basketball team come and join us right here. And then earlier, Matthew caught up with head coach Alon Kruger.
And we will also take a look at Lauren Alexander and her return to women's gymnastics.
And later on, me and Matthew Fresquez are going head-to-head in face-off when we talk about the new king of the alley-oops.
But first up, guys, we've got a complete preview of the men's and women's basketball teams. We'll start with you, Matthew. Where's the men in the preseason rankings?
Well, in the top 25, the Big 12 actually has 3 teams in the top 25. Oklahoma's not one of them, though. Kansas is at 5, Okie State's at 8, Baylor's at 25. So we're going to go to the Big 12 rankings. And right now, I have number 1 is going to be Oklahoma State. They have the top 2 scorers in the conference returning, including Marcus Smart, who is my pick for Player of the Year. Kansas has a sensational freshman, Andrew Wiggins. Baylor's going to be 3. Oklahoma is going to be 4. Now, Oklahoma could be 3 very easily. But look, right now, it's Lon Kruger, another year under Lon Kruger's system with his players. I think by the end of this year, this team is looking at top 25, possibly top 20.
All right, Lauren, what about the women's preseason rankings?
Well, women's basketball is ranked number 1 in the preseason Big 12 coaches poll, and they're 11th in the national rankings, right behind number 10 Baylor. And now that Brittany Griner is gone, Baylor really doesn't seem like that big of a threat anymore. OU is returning 4 of its 5 starters from last season, so they have an experienced core, and the bench is deep with veteran talent. Last year, they were able to make it to the Sweet 16 with some of their core players injured, and they had volleyball players on their roster. So if the team is able to stay healthy, they could possibly make it to the Elite 8 and maybe even the Final 4.
All right, Matthew, who can we expect to be the MVP for the men's team this year?
I think the MVP for the men's team this year is definitely Buddy Hield. Last year, he averaged 25 minutes with 8 points and 4 boards per game. I think his his minutes on the court are definitely going to increase. His maturity level has increased, and therefore his role with this team is going to increase. I think you're looking at 18, 19, possibly 20 points per game for Buddy Hield.
All right, Lauren, who gets it as the women's MVP?
Definitely have to go with senior Erin Ellenberg. She made the preseason 5-member All-Big 12 team. She's the conference's leading returning scorer, and last season she led the Sooners in scoring 3 points made, 3-point field goal percentage, steals, and minutes played. She's one of the most prolific 3-point shooters in the country at 115 3-pointers. She set OU's single season and career records for makes beyond the arc. So this girl is good.
She drops the tray.
All right, and you know what? She's going to be in here in studio later on. Well, not in studio, because you know what?
We're in McCaslin.
We're in McCaslin, but she's going to be in McCaslin here later on. Matthew, a lot of talent coming in for the Sooners. Who can we expect to be the newcomer of the year?
Well, last year was transfer Ahmad Mbai. This year, it's another transfer, and it's going to be Ryan Spangler from Gonzaga. He sat out all last year, but he got to practice with the team, work with the system, work with the players, and I think that really motivated him to get back on the court and be able to finally play. He's 6'8", 232 pounds on not a very big team, so he's going to be huge down low. Ryan Spangler, look out.
All right, who gets it for the women?
Well, with Joanna McFarland gone this year, someone needs to step up, and that's freshman forward Shea Kellogg. Kellogg can score from anywhere on the court, and she has a very consistent 3-point shot. The 6'2" forward has the ability to drive past defenders and finish strong at the basket. She's also a very aggressive and very vocal player. In high school, she was a 4-star prospect and was rated 26th overall the 26th overall forward in the nation by ESPN. So this girl's good. Expect to see a lot from her.
All right, well, thanks, guys. We are now joined by Chad McKee, who's going to be calling the game for tonight at 7, Fox Sports Southwest. Chad, what can we expect from the Sooners this season?
Well, I think we're going to see a much more up-tempo team. They've scored about 71 points a game last year and 90 points a game on their 5-game tour of Europe, and then 104 against Washburn. watch them practice, you watch them play an exhibition game, they want to push the ball a little bit more. I think college basketball's new rules, or at least the emphasis on not letting guys grab and hold away from the basket, will enable teams to score more, and Coach Kruger wants to push the tempo. That's what his teams have traditionally done. They're very strong at the guard spot with Buddy Hield. I like Jordan Woodard, the new freshman point guard who's come on, and that's going to enable them to get up and down the court and score some points, and I know that my partner tonight, Coach Tubbs, really likes that.
Can you tell us about some of the key players for the men's basketball team this season?
Well, I think you guys were talking about Buddy Hield. Definitely, it's good to see him healthy. I think Isaiah Cousins coming back. He's probably not going to play tonight with an ankle injury. Very important. And then the inside guys, Ryan Spangler, how's he going to develop? We'll see if DJ Bennett, he's been slowed a little bit by injury, but who's going to be the big guy inside? Because you've got to have somebody to take up minutes. You've got to have somebody to play interior post defense and score for you down low. So I think Spangler, Bennett will be very important, but it's the guys we talk about a lot. It's Buddy Hield, it's Isaiah Cousins, and Jelon Hornbeek and those guys.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to catch him calling tonight's game at 7 on Fox Sports Southwest. All right, guys, moving on to volleyball. The team that usually plays here at McCaslin, how have they been doing, Lauren?
Well, Saturday Sooner Volleyball played in their 5th annual Pledge for the Care match to honor head coach Santiago Restrepo's late son, Javi, but number 25 OU lost the matchup to number 1 Texas 3-1 in front of 2,128 fans, which was the second largest crowd in program history. And then Sooners were also swept by Kansas State on Sunday. So now Sooners are 18-6 on the season.
And things didn't get better. Friday soccer, they went up to Lawrence, Kansas. The winner of this in the Big 12 tournament, the loser, done for the season. OU fell behind early, but they would answer in the 74th minute with Daisy Cardona's 6th goal of the year. But Kansas would score in the 87th minute. OU loses 2-1. They finish the season 4-13-1 and 1-7 in conference, missing the Big 12 tournament.
Well,
very upsetting.
That is upsetting, but some good news in Sooner sports. The rowing team on Saturday competed in the head of the Hooch Chattanooga, Tennessee, and racked up several top finishes, including a 2nd place finish by the Varsity 8.
And Sunday, Oklahoma B and A finished 1 and 2 in the women's open pair, smoking Tennessee A by nearly 10 seconds. Altogether, OU earned 3 medals and 9 top 10 finishes in 5 races.
Great job for rowing.
Just keep rowing.
Just keep rowing. Just keep rowing. Just keep rowing.
All right, guys. Well, coming up next, we've got Face Off. We have also got the breakdown of Baylor and OU top 10 matchup. Don't go anywhere because we're having fun. Sooner Sports Pad. Number 10 Oklahoma will travel to Baylor. Number 6 undefeated in Waco on Thursday. And guys, both teams had a bye week and also stayed put in rankings.
Yeah, and I thought Oklahoma, and I think all the fans thought, hey, they're going to move up in the Big 12 or the Big BCS standings because Miami lost to Florida State, moving them to 11. But
Auburn actually jumped OU to the number 9 spot after they beat Arkansas. So that's why OU is the same.
That's why they stayed.
All right, and Matthew, leading the way for the Bears is quarterback Bryce Petty. He's throwing 350 yards per game. Obviously, the Big 12's best passer.
Yeah, and Baylor has one of the best offenses in the history of the NCAA, averaging 718 total yards and 64 points per game. This is led by their passing game, like you just said, quarterback Petty, who has 18 touchdowns and 1 pick along with that huge chunk of yardage. And OU will have to lock down 2 of his targets, Antoine Goodley and Tevin Reese, who both have 30-plus catches, 800-plus yards, and 8 touchdowns on the season.
And Lauren, it isn't just Baylor's passing that the Sooners are going to need to worry about.
Yeah, you know, not only is Baylor dominant at passing, but they're also great at rushing the ball. The Bears are 7th overall in the FBS rankings with over 300 average rushing yards per game. They've just been able to run all over teams' defenses. The success of the Baylor offense has a lot to do with the talent of junior running back Lake Seastrunk. He's averaging 9.1 yards per carry and has 11 touchdowns on this season. And don't forget about freshman running back Shock Linwood. He's already rushed for 443 yards this season has 7 touchdowns. So they're good on running too.
Matthew, possibly the defense is overshadowed by such a dominant offense that Baylor has.
Yeah, and usually when you look at these high-powered Big 12 teams and their offenses, their defenses are bad, but that's not the case with them. They're only giving up 316 yards per game, which is good enough for them to be the 11th best defense in the nation.
And with that, they're giving up less than 16 points per game, making them 6th overall and 1st in the Big 12 for scoring defense. So the defense is still a huge factor in Baylor's success this season.
Yeah, and it's for these reasons that I think Baylor is just going to be too good on Thursday, and Baylor ends up winning this one 52-38. It's on a Thursday night. It's in Waco, and the Sooners are banged up on defense. I know that's a big score, 52-38, but that's what I'm calling.
I'm going to give OU some hope here. I'm going to go with OU 42, Baylor 41, but OU has to play flawlessly, and they can only score touchdowns. They can't deal with field goals.
Field goals does not help them.
No. All right, guys. Well, Baylor is a 2-touchdown favorite for this game. Moving into face-off, what does OU need to do to win? Lauren, you're up first.
Well, playing defense isn't going to be enough against Baylor. Even if Sooner plays well on defense, Baylor's still going to put up 40-plus points. The Sooners have to start out early in the first quarter. They can't get turnovers. They need to keep possession of the ball and keep Baylor's offense on the sideline. They also need to get third-down conversions. That's the reason why they won against Tech, is because they were able to have a 50% conversion rate on third-down attempts.
Well, OU's defense has to play out of their mind. They have to play like the top 10 defense they are, and the way they did earlier in the season, it really comes down to their secondary. Their secondary is going to have to lock down these receivers, and if they can shut down this passing game, force some turnovers, play error-free football, then they win.
All right, face-off question number 2. How does Maddie Manning's injury affect the women's basketball team?
Well, I think it's a pretty bad thing for the Sooners. You can't win a championship with an injured roster, and that's exactly what happened to the Sooners last year. Maddie's been injured for the past 2 seasons, so she hasn't been able to produce anything for the Sooners like she should. And you don't know who else is going to get injured on the team, so you need to have that depth on your roster, or else you can't win a championship. They made it to the Sweet 16 last year, but if they want to get further this year, they need to start being healthy.
Well, Maddie Manning is a great player, but Manning missed all of last season, so the Sooners are used to it. If she would have played last year, then yes, it's a big hole to fill, but right now it's just going back to the game plan they had last year, and so they're kind of used to it. And so yes, is it a bad injury? Yes. Does it hurt them? Yes. They'd probably be a lot better, but they're used to it. They did this last year. They're used to it.
All right, now that Amat Mbai is gone, who takes over as king of the alley-oop?
Oh, gotta go with sophomore Buddy Hield. Have you seen the guy jump? At 6'4", he's not the tallest guy on the team, but he can definitely get up there. He has energy. He has hops. He's seen it. And he was voted to be the most competitive guy on the team. So if I challenged him to be the next alley-oop king, he would make it happen. I know he would. And he also pulled down double-digit rebounds twice last season. So he's got ups. He's good.
Nope. It is the menacing 5'10", 153
That's like my height.
Sir Hops.
This is this side right here.
Wait, don't. You guys wait for it. Height is not everything. James has the composure. Look, he's doing it right there.
Look at that.
He's doing it right there. James has the composure.
That is not his
He has
body.
the intensity, and he has the ups to grab that alley and throw it down for the U. James, my boy.
All right. I think just for Matthew's last answer, I'm going to give him the whole thing.
It doesn't matter. I win all the time. It doesn't matter.
I haven't got one since the very first episode.
Just for the last one. Okay.
James throwing down.
Well, don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we're going to talk with OU men's basketball coach Lon Kruger and also Aaron Ellenberg. Stay with us.
Special thanks to our cornerstone television partners: Chesapeake Energy, WinStar World Resorts, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, OU Alumni Association, OU Medicine, and the OU President's Associates.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Being a student athlete often means making sacrifices. And as Taylor Newcomb reports, for Lauren Alexander, that life just wasn't enough.
Lauren Alexander earned a full ride in women's gymnastics while she was just a junior at Plano Senior High School. But shortly after signing her letter of intent, Alexander was injured not once, but twice, putting her out of the game for 2 years. Coming back as an OU freshman was tough.
It was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot more than I expected it to be.
Alexander always wanted more from college than most athletes. Being a student athlete makes extracurricular activities like Greek life difficult. After training for 1 semester, Alexander and her coach agreed it may be best for her to leave and pursue other dreams. So Alexander went through formal recruitment and pledged Tri Delta, just like her mom.
Well, my mom was in a sorority, and she was actually a Tri Delt too. So I'd always, known about it. I'd always been educated about it. I didn't want to just be an athlete. I wanted something outside of it as well.
After living the Greek life for a full year, Alexander realized she missed the sport that had been her life for a long time.
After leaving, she realized that gymnastics was very much a part of her too, and that she wanted both. I think she missed gymnastics for the first time, and missing gymnastics made her, regain some of that passion she had for the sport.
Kindler put the bug in Alexander's ear. The team would love to have her back. Alexander decided to walk on as an event specialist on the balance beam last year. She was welcomed back with open arms not only by her coach, but by her teammates too.
They were really welcoming. I never felt alienated for it. I don't know, they were really supportive.
I think that our team really respects Lauren for the choice that she made. That's a big choice to decide, okay, I'm going to do all this, and I'm not going to be on that scholarship I was my freshman year, and I'm going to do it just because I love it and I want to do it.
Last year as a junior, Alexander competed in every meet and finished the regular season ranked number 11th nationally on beam. And to top it all off, she was named the Big 12 Event Specialist of the Year.
You will notice her grace, her ability to make things look so incredibly easy and so light, and on beam in particular, which is, in my opinion, the most difficult event in women's gymnastics. She does a very good job of balancing them both. I don't think gymnastics is not suffering at all because of her commitment to the Tri Delt.
It's a great experience that not a lot of people get to have, and I think that's a big reason why I came back. I didn't want to look back in 10 years and wonder what if, because I didn't really give it a real chance my freshman year.
Alexander has a lot of goals for this upcoming season, and although she doesn't want to jinx it, she says she would love to see her name up there on the All-American board. Taylor Newcomb, Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks, Taylor. The women's gymnastics team won the Big 12 championship last year. Their first meet is January 10th at Lloyd Noble. Well, we are now joined by OU women's basketball player Erin Ellenberg. And Erin, what are your expectations for this season?
Well, we're picked to win our conference, so that's definitely one of our goals for this season. But to just really commit to the process of every game, playing hard, and to make a good run through the tournament as well.
So this summer, you were on the U.S. team for the World University Games. You played under head coach Sherry Cole. What was that experience like?
Well, it was an honor, first of all, just to represent your country and to play for Team USA. But it was also fun because I had her right there by my side, and all of our teammates back here were every step of the way supporting us through that whole thing.
Now, as a senior, what do you and Hook and Griffin and Brett have to do to make this team better than they were last year and really lead this team to higher expectations?
We just have to use our experience. I mean, we're returning 4 of our 5 starters, and we've been through the tournament and went far, so we really just need to use our experience and help those younger guys to really help us accomplish what we need to for the whole season.
So Maddie Manning is out for this season for the second time in a row. What are you guys going to need to do to replace her production?
We all just need to be a little bit better version of ourselves. We don't need to, try to be the best player out there. Just be like 2% better. That's all we really need to do. She's a strong girl. She's a tough girl. She's going to come back from that. But we're going to be there to support her the whole way.
Now, injuries did hurt you guys last year. If you can stay injury-free from here on out, can you guys compete for a national championship with this team, with this depth?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We have a lot of depth, and I think that's one of the things we lacked last year. And everybody's looking to contribute in their own way, so I think that'll definitely be a strong suit of ours.
Really quick, who's your best friend on the team? Really quick. Not too much pressure. All right.
It's all right.
Thank you very much for being here.
All right, we will let you go on that one. Earlier today, our very own Matthew Fresquez, he caught up with OU men's head coach Lon Kruger. Take a look.
We are joined
joined now with head coach of the men's basketball team, Lon Kruger. Lon, thank you so much for taking the time and speaking with us.
My pleasure. Good to have you here.
Thank you. And now, a lot of people don't know this, but you actually won back-to-back Big 8 Player of the Year awards in 73 and 74 with K-State, and you played here against OU. What's it like to be back here now coaching for OU in McCaslin Fieldhouse?
That's great. We've come over here each of the last 2 years to play a game here, and brings back a lot of good memories. I think the fans here really enjoyed their time in McCaslin. It was a long time ago, but it's a good atmosphere, and I did have the opportunity to play against the Mike McCurdy's and the Bobby Jacks and the Scott Martins, and they were outstanding players at OU, and they kicked us around a little bit, but we had a good time.
Now, a lot of talk has been around Isaiah Cousins and how important he's going to be to the team. What's his role going to be like this year, and how important do you think he's going to be?
Isaiah's done a terrific job in the offseason. Played more point for us last year than wing. This year he'll be on the wing exclusively. May back up at the point if we have foul trouble or something, but he's a scorer. He's a scorer from the wing spot, and he had a great trip to Europe. Did a good job over there, and he's worked hard in early season work and anxious to get started.
Now, Jordan Woodard, a freshman, he had a big exhibition game against Washburn earlier, just 2 nights ago, I believe. What kind of role is he going to play? Is he going to see a lot of time this year?
Absolutely. Jordan, he's starting for us now, and he'll be a guy that's on the floor, 25, 30 minutes a ball game, and he's a throwback point guard and can also score. So he's a team-first attitude, all about whatever he can to help his team be successful, and other players appreciate that.
Coach Kruger, thank you very much for taking the time. Good luck tonight. There's not a better guy at OU right now. It's Coach Kruger all the time.
Well, if you are joining us live, be sure to flip over to Fox Sports Southwest for the OU men's basketball exhibition game against Oklahoma Christian at 7. And guys, this has just been so much fun. I love the energy, environment.
Let's go in the stands.
That's why you absolutely do. You have to flip over to Fox Sports Southwest. I mean, we've got the band, the student section. It's all just been a cool experience.
This environment is crazy. I want to do this more often. We need to do it here for more.
Yes, and if you haven't been to a game, come. And if you can't, like I said, flip over to Fox Sports Southwest at 7. All right, be sure to catch us next week. Thanks for joining us.